I Top Billin, your boy, the Underground King, Murph Baldwin, back again with another Think Like a GM, this time going back down the Seattle Seahawks road. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my study on Malik Willis. Before that, I did a study on Matt Corral. I wanted to appease the crowd who are asking me to do studies on these guys as it relates for the Seattle Seahawks. If you watch those, you would know I'm not a big fan of taking any of these quarterbacks in this draft inside of the top 10 because this draft is loaded with franchise line of scrimmage players and even players in the secondary that I feel wholeheartedly will be very good pros. As much as I like even Matt Corral, who is my number one quarterback in this draft, I'm still not totally sure he's going to be a superstar in the league or even a star. But I do think he has a ton of talent. But if you can get him at the correct draft position later on in the draft, then that will be your coup. However, with that being said, I believe Seattle can masterclass this bad boy. Check this out. Seattle right here, the number 9 pick. So you've already seen my thoughts on that. I would rather them go with a franchise line of scrimmage player, someone like a Jermaine Johnson from Florida State, formerly of the University of Georgia. I've seen every snap of this kid's career. This kid right here is exactly, to me, what Seattle has been missing. Going to get a franchise-type guy, highly touted guy, instead of going after the Alton Robinsons of the world, the L.J. Colliers. Going to get one of those. I always wonder, how would Seattle be with one of those type of players? If not him, maybe a cornerback like a Derek Stingley, right? So I'll do something on Derek Stingley. I got the most film studies on Derek Stingley dating back to when he was in high school. A lot of these people in this draft I've covered for over 3-something years, just covering college football and being involved with the 2019 high school recruiting class through my big bro, Kenyatta Watson, who was huge in the high school scene. With that, I don't know, man. Even a Kyle Hamilton at safety, I think, would be tremendous for the Seattle Seahawks. But if they were to come away with a Jordan Davis or somebody like that, to me, that would make Seattle what Seattle has been in the past as far as trying to dominate the line of scrimmage. So not opposed to a cornerback like Derek Stingley. We'll put him on the ledger for this one just because I want to set up the second-round pick here. And I want to talk about my man, Sam Howell. I will replay a film study because I've already done stuff on these guys. I want to wait till after the draft to put these guys in the correct system that they will be drafted in and see how their skill set fits those particular offenses. I'll repackage a film study here on Sam Howell. So you can see that man was the number one guy in the draft. It was between him and Matt Corral to me, Mr. OK Corral and Sam Howell. I struggled with those guys or who to put number one there. Sam Howell is still my number 2 guy, even over a Malik Willis. He has that great deep ball, and this man has over 1,100-something attempts in 3 seasons. Broke a lot of Trevor Lawrence's records and everything. I like experience, and I like high-level experience. This guy did not play with the type of talent that he played with the previous year, so his stats went down. People don't ever want to say anything about that. The man lost 4 great offensive players off of his team all in one season, had to kind of adjust with that, and still had a better season statistically, in my opinion, than a Malik Willis, who's playing against inferior competition. I understand the draw of Malik Willis. The guy's a fantastic athlete with a big arm. But this is more than that. This is football. It comes down to a lot more than that. So if Malik Willis is the pick, I think he'll be good as well, but I just wouldn't draft these guys in the top 10. But I feel like the momentum is coming for them to be in the top 10, just like I said last draft. People will forever prop quarterbacks up, and they will continue to get overdrafted. So that makes me wonder, if they're going to go with Drew Lock this year, could they get a guy like Sam Howell with this pick right here, the 40 pick? Look, they have – damn, I didn't know this. They have back-to-back picks in the second round. Suppose they were able to package these picks up, move up in the first round somewhere if they feel like Sam Howell is about to go and they're able to get themselves in the first round or some other pick, maybe one of the later on picks in the draft or something like that. They can really do something. They come away with a franchise defensive player and then come away with another quarterback that could be somebody who could learn behind Drew Lock or push Drew Lock or something like a Sam Howell. You can't tell me that shit wouldn't be tremendous. All right, so check this out right here. Looks like it's going to be a couple of over routes. Looks like it's 11 personnel. I can't see the receiver off to the field far right. So, of course, we're working with a TV copy. And keep in mind, of course, this is not a highlight channel. This is a film study. Stuff will be paused and rewound ad nauseum. No full plays shown. You know the spill. So, got my man, another cat from Georgia right here, Josh Downs. Looked like he's going to be running a deep over route. Got the dynamic Dyami Brown here. He's going to be running a deep over route. So, this is a longer developing play here, right? So, if you're Sam Howell, you have to make sure you navigate this correctly. And if there's a breach, you have to take care of it. Step up in the pocket. Boom. That's exactly what you want right there. Deliver the strike to Dyami Brown and all that space, and you're good. That's exactly what I want to see from this man right here, right? Navigate it with his eyes, not necessarily having to stare somebody down. So look at him right now. He's manipulating the safety with his eyes, right? Just peering at him. I want to say it's a single high safety. They look like they were running a ton of post safety in this particular game here. But looking at it develop, you know where you want to go with the ball. Now you start to work it with your eyes there, right? Deep set, climb the pocket, hands on the ball right there, deliver a strike. Boom, look at him turn his pass to the line of scrimmage, deliver with some power. Of course, we know what the accuracy is like there. A little bit on the inside here, but hey, you're going to, you know what I'm saying, nitpick that. It's all good right there. I want to see him at about 65% completion percentage for this year. Then I know he will have taken the next step right there. But this is a play that really stood out to me right there. It was a pretty big gainer, too, from Dyami Brown. All right, we joined this one already in action here. You can kind of see a breach on the left side by Montilus. And it looks like Jordan Tucker has a breach going on as well. But look at him navigate this. Boom, escape out the back door. Knowing when to run, keeping your eyes upfield. Right, this is the little stuff that I look for when I'm watching film. Look at him going through his progressions, probably gets to his secondary read right here. Got a little bit of a mesh concept going on, but look at him, eyes in the back of his head. Navigate that. Boom. Escape out the back door. Now you got to make a choice. So I try to throw it here to Newsome. Nothing going. And you try to do what you can. Like I said before, man, he's a really good athlete, solidly built kid doing his thing. All right, so obviously it takes a village. So one of the things that I want to concentrate on this year was the improvement of the offensive line, especially when you talk about going on past teams like Syracuse into Notre Dame and Clemson. How is this offensive line going to fare against those teams that have better defensive talent? So you see here, both of these guys it's a really good job here by the offensive line being able to get this, right? You got twin wraps up front, going to have everybody really picking it up here, going on there. So you see that, and hold on, let's go ahead and just run it a little bit. Boom, it's almost like a slide protect, right? The way they were running that, but you can see there, Keithan. Anderson has a little bit of a breach coming on the inside right there. He reaches too far. He's right too far over his skis, stops moving his feet, kind of gets a breach there. But I want you to look at the young boy right here. Sam Howell doing his thing, going through his progressions. Right, got zone defense there, going through his progressions. Got another mesh going on, but you can see him keeping his eyes downfield, not worried about anything, standing tall and talented in the pocket. Has a nice half moon going on right there, the half moon theory. Everybody's doing good. Richards doing good here. Tucker's got it under control. Keithan, Anderson, Montilus with nobody there with him. So he's clean right there. Allows him to deliver a strike. Nobody there. Touchdown. Y'all know the rest. The rest is academic there. But like I said, it takes a village to raise a child. The offensive line has it under control. You know, in the running game, it's going to be like that with the two hammers back there, the thunder and lightning duo they got there. But it's going to be about that pass protection. And we'll see as it moves on, though. But I liked in the second half some of the stuff that I saw from them as a unit. All right, so you guys know how I judge arm strength. This is always a good thing to go, good measure. I've never done this with Sam Howell because I've never done a film study on Sam Howell, though. Opposite hash throws, got to get that. So opposite hash throw with a deep comeback, curl or something like that. If you were to float that bad boy, that shit has been the other way. It's going to go the other way, right? It's pick six city when you work with opposite hash throws. If you don't have the arm strength, they need to just have you on the hash and let you work the near hash. But, man, trying to throw something way over here. People don't understand how long of a throw that is. People always judge arm strength by vertical throws down the field, or where you can sit there and put all the body English and everything that you want into it. But on throws like that, right, you got to have them on a rope, so they still have to be accurate. So that's how you know you have arm strength, is you can get an accurate ball there with some velocity on it, and where you can't use just body mechanics or body English and everything like that to get it there and put all your effort into it that way. So let's check this out right here. Oh, nasty throw there. That's a long-ass throw. Let's look at the mechanics of it. See what he's working with there. Pause. All right. We see him on the pull here. He immediately knows where he's going with this. Look at the plant foot, point and shoot foot here. Got that anchor going on there. Hitch up. No hitch. So no hitch up. Just body rotation. Over the top. Almost like Brett Favre. I got a Brett Favre thing going on there. Over the top delivery. Doesn't necessarily step into it. Look, this point and shoot foot. You don't really see that driving off that back leg. And he picks the back leg up, still getting it there, though. Look at that. It's a hell of a throw. But look, if this shit floats, you got a cornerback with a beat on it like that, he's able to stick that foot in the ground, that's pick six. A lot of coaches don't like to throw this type of passes. But look, he able to get it there. Nasty. Love it. That's the Shafi Brown, I believe. All right, we can check the accuracy in the quick game, right? We know he can throw the deep ball. That's what he does. He's a hell of a deep ball thrower. I want to see him take that next step with the 65% completion percentage, and that's going to happen through the quick game. So check this out on the pull here. Boom, Brett Favre right to Daz Newsome. Look at him standing tall and talented in the pocket here. Patient. Offensive line doing his work. Ooh, great blitz pickup. Look at that. Cross formation blitz pickup by Javonte Williams. Spy fertilized the man. Fertilized the rusher, the free rusher there. Rhythm pat by Sam. Look at him. Barely step into it. Like, he has a nice finesse portion of his throw game, right? He likes to really kind of feather it in there, but you can see that looks just like Brett Favre. The way he lifts that back foot up and goes over the top like that. Very accurate throw here, right? It was a tight window. Got it to Daz Newsome right beyond the DB. I like it. It wasn't all good, though, right? Let's check this out. All right, so he threw a couple of picks, and people are going to harp on that because that's just what people do, of course. But see him on the pull right here. Now, this is what I like. Even though he threw a pick, what did he do? He didn't stare down his primary. You can see him working right here, and then quickly work it back to where he actually wants to throw the pass to. Just that little eye manipulation right there, man, does wonders. You can see the post safety here working there. It's not a deep throw, so it really doesn't matter with him there. But you can manipulate the underneath coverage. He doesn't know what's going on there, right? So if you start going through your progressions, he's going to be at your mercy. But this right here, I can't really put this on Sam. It was a tight. I can put this on Sam because he maybe shouldn't have thrown the ball. Now, he shouldn't have thrown this, right? Too tight a coverage. I think it was to De'Ami Brown here. He was blanketed, and the guy did a good job of breaking up the pass. So he should have went somewhere else. Of course, somebody's uncovering here. Could have probably manipulated a little bit, maybe thrown the ball away. But bad pass here. Not enough separation on the route to be throwing this. But, hey, we've seen it. Sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way. And this time it really didn't bounce his way. It bounced into the hands of the defender, though. So, all right, so this was just a bad decision by my man Yosemite Sam. Because you know Yosemite Sam is a damn gunslinger. He's got that gun always on him, right? Got that revolver, that right revolver there of a right arm. He's just going to try to fit it in there. So, you see right here, it was a post safety, like I said before. Looks like he was working middle field close the majority of the game. I'm not sure what he saw right here, but he pretty much just to the middle field safety here, and Brown was pretty much blanketed anyway, so he was just trying to give him a play on the ball, I guess. I don't know. This was just a bad decision. That's just one of those things, man, where, like, you're coming out of the offseason, it's a weird offseason or something like that. You just have to get adjusted. Right? If Sam Howell is the pick for the Seattle Seahawks, I will do a more in-depth film study with updated material. However, his skill set is his skill set. I know this kid skill set like the back of my hand. He's another cat from the 2019 high school recruiting class who I've known for years and years, or known about for years and years. He was actually in one of those 7-on-7, I want to, the Cam Newton or whatever like that. But this cat did a lot of stuff, and they would come to Georgia when I lived there, and I got to see him play. Reminds me of a Baker Mayfield, which probably a lot of people won't be excited about that, but I think he has a little bit more arm talent than Baker Mayfield. But Baker Mayfield is not all that bad, right? So maybe a bad situation, maybe stuff outside of football keeps Baker Mayfield from being good. But we've seen him be on a team that was almost in the AFC Championship game. So keep that in mind. But Sam Howell with a big arm cat like that, but look at the experience, man. I like for cats to have over 650 attempts. He has 1,100 attempts from this guy in only 3 seasons. Come on, man. 92 touchdowns to just 23 interceptions. This man was killing it, absolutely killing as a true freshman. Came in with 38 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, and then a little bit more proficient the next year. As you see right there, the beginning of that, this was transitioning to his second year. And I was talking about him getting to a 65% completion percentage. He ended up doing 68%. So they had De'Ami Brown and the Daz Newsome cat that they lost, of course, and then they had that run game was off the chain with 2 drafted running backs, 2 drafted receivers. He just lost the talent there, but it was still pretty proficient, 62.5% completion percentage, 24 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. The guy is, to me, 1B with Matt Corral. So, but even with saying that, Matt Corral, Sam Howell, Malik Willis, the rest of these cats, Desmond Ridder and those guys, I look at them as kind of almost like that Blake Bortles draft maybe, where these guys are not, to me, tried and true, at least from an evaluation standpoint, franchise quarterbacks. They could eventually end up being that, but do you take that risk in the top 10? That's my only concern there. I felt the same way about a lot of those guys in this last draft. I was an unpopular opinion saying it about Justin Fields, the kid that went to the New York, Zach Wilson, right? You see how the type of seasons that these guys had. I had my questions on those guys. So that doesn't mean these guys won't eventually be good, but I just saw flaws in their game and flaws coming up to that, whether it be experience, whether it be something on the field, whether it be chaining through progressions, just deliveries, like the motion, the arm breaks and everything like that. So just breaking it down from that standpoint, I had questions about those guys. And I said a guy like Sam Howell or Matt Corral could have been in that past draft and be very comparable to those guys. So take that for what it's worth, right? So there you have it. It's your boy Murph, the Underground King. If they do rock with Drew Lock, could be cool. Maybe they don't win enough games and they're in place to get those guys next season. The next draft is loaded with franchise quarterbacks, so that's something to keep in mind too. So those guys will go in the top 10, at least how it stands right now. They will have top 10 draft picks next year at quarterback. Maybe Seattle's in a position to get one of those guys. All right? But it's your boy Murph, the Underground King. Thank you for everyone. Real men watch to the end and then comment. So thanks to everyone who does that. And, of course, salute.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.